Okay. Hey, look. Let's go over pointers again. Yeah. Hopefully this time it'll go super fast. So C+ pointer can point to anything. Well, of course, anything that's pointable.
Yeah.
Int A. Declare a variable A that stores a memory address where an integer resides. I haven't defined what that integer is or where it's located. I'm just defining a variable named A that's going to point to an integer somewhere. Int B actually creates B. Where does B reside? Stack, yeah. Set it to 32. And then what does that next line do after int B equals 32? Yeah, so A is going to hold the memory location of B. Right. So if I dereference A and store 64 there, A is pointing to B, so B is now 64 because I've changed it by using A.
It says 32 there.
And this, the star means go to where A is pointing and store. Yeah, don't read that.
Slides are over.
Man, the slides are killing us today.
But the next one, right? So.
Yeah, since A is pointing to B, B is now 64. So when you see the 32 right here, guys, that's really a 64. I know y'all are having a hard time seeing today, but that's really a 6 and a 4. Okay? All right, good.
Hey, if you double it.
Right. Heap pointer. So int star A equals new int. This reads create a variable A on the stack. Remember, A resides on the stack. That'll store a memory address of an integer. Next, allocate an integer or an int in memory, namely the heap of memory, and store the memory address of that integer in A. You can now manipulate the new int just like before. Although since the integer is on the heap, you must deallocate it, aka with delete. Everyone following me so far? Good. All right, int array 100. Ooh, what does that first line do? Oh, I just tell you in the first bullet point.
Oh yeah, no new keywords, so it's on the stack.
Yeah, so it's on the stack. Second line creates a pointer to the array. Notice we didn't need the and. This is an interesting property of arrays. ARY is actually I'm going to call it kind of a pointer. It is actually a pointer, but you don't use it exactly the same way as other pointers. I know it's confusing. Just pretend it's a pointer for now. Keep in mind that the dereference of A plus 10 equals 50 is the same as array sub 10. They're the same thing. Although they use two different variables to get to the same memory location. All right. Oh yeah, this is a good one. All right, B is 300. We'll have A point to an integer equal to the reference of B, which is where 300 was stored on the stack. We'll create a D that points to a double, and we'll now, A, which was pointing to B, will now say D points to B. Okay? That's legal C code. So D is pointing to B, and D is going to pretend it's a double. We'll set D equal to an estimate of pi. That is legal. What's the value of B now? What? Nope. I don't know of any computer where that value would be 3. No, I doubt it.
I doubt it.
That should be your hint. There we go. All right, who said it?
What?
Quietly, but.
Good job. Right. Technically, it's undefined because it depends on how your architecture stores a double. When you take your architecture, you'll see the standard way of storing a double, although that is not necessarily standardized inside of C. So what would it be equal to? Well, something interesting. A number. It'd be integer, but we're going to just call it undefined. Because otherwise, we're just going to have headaches for now. But yeah, that's perfectly legal.
Did you say B or D?
D. Well, B. Well, I'm sorry. What's the value of B? D is pointing. D is value. I'm sorry. D, as in dog.
Yeah.
Its value is the memory location of B. B currently was holding 300, but after D set the value of the double 3.14159 to it, The new value of b, we're going to say, is undefined. It is going to be a value because it's been overwritten by the double representation of 3.14159, but that's going to take a while to figure out what exactly that is as an integer. You'll find out in computer architecture. In other words, I'm just trying to make sure you understand that weird things can happen. You can point to functions, you can point to other pointers, you can point to arrays, you can point to objects. And here is my favorite. Lastly, void star means I'm creating a pointer to something. You can just say void star equals whatever. You know, void star A equals.
Oh, what a start.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, you don't have a variable.
You give it a variable name. I just point to something.
So you're going to initialize it even though it's a void?
No, I'm a void pointer. So I'm pointing to void. I can still point to it. I'm just going to pretend like it's nothing there. Okay, but I'm still a pointer, so I have a type that makes sense. It does actually make sense. But yeah, I just point to something. It could be anything. You will get in a lot of trouble if you use this. Just throwing that out there. Okay, any other questions on pointers? Hopefully that went nice and fast.